sounds awesome now.
Hi guys, welcome back to Keith's Garage. We're putting together the engine and reinstalling it in my 1938 Plymouth P6 Deluxe. So in this video, we're going to move ahead on reassembly, get the cooling package in, get it dialed, get the engine warmed up and hot, look for leaks, and start tuning it up, get it dialed in. I noticed my timing didn't seem right. Interesting little tidbit. I kind of knew it was going to be fun trying to put the front nose cone back on and all the bracketing and stuff, but I never knew it was going to be that much fun. We're getting there, but I had to cut a lot of hardware out that I don't think had ever been removed since it was installed in the factory, and so I got to match up hardware and find hardware. But I do have a good plan. I'll show you. So this is my solution. When I bought my 38 Chrysler Royal, the guy gave me buckets of hardware, and I sorted them all. They're all original Plymouth, Dodge, DeSoto, Chrysler hardware, all the stuff he gave me. I've mixed in a little bit of my own that I had, and I separated my bolts, nuts, cotter pins, and washers. And this has been really handy, putting this nose cone back on, just having a good supply of original hardware. Fine and coarse thread works well. Recommend these. Live wires. A little micro fuse panel here. My horn goes through that fuse. Huge amp draw on these old horns. I think I just blew the fuse because it's not working. Good. When I bought the car, it had a 25-inch Canadian engine in it, and it was a 1953 or so, 228 cubic inch engine. But the key is it's the long engine, the one they use in the Chryslers and the DeSotos in the USA. So that wasn't a stock engine. When it was stock, it had a 201 cubic inch engine in it. I just want to compare horsepower because I turned it into a 237 DeSoto engine by boring it out. Two motors manuals here, one from 1957, which will have the specs of the engine probably that it has in it now, 237. And this motor's manual here is from like 1942. All right, in 1938, the Deluxe 6 P6, 201.3 engine, 6.70 to 1 compression, 82 brake horsepower. 82 horsepower. That's all this car had. Let's now go to DeSoto. The 237 cubic inch DeSoto is pretty much exactly the engine that I built. 4¼ by 3 7/16 bore. And let's see what it says for horsepower. General specifications. Let's see here. 3 7/16 by 4¼ 236.6 cubic inch. Compression ratio 7 to 1. 112 horsepower. at 3,600 RPM. This one lists a torque, 195 foot-pounds of torque at 1,600 RPM, and normal oil pressure 45 pounds. I certainly have that. We're running her up to first full operating temperature here. Sitting at about, what is that, 162 or so. Generator seems to be doing really well. I'll just rev it up a bit. 30 amps there, nice. I filled the block up with antifreeze. And just, like I said, the first time we're letting her get hot here. All the fumes are coming off of the exhaust manifold, off the paint there. Had a little leak here at the firewall. This hose pipe, I had to change it, so I got some coolant on the floor. That's okay. Thermostat is open now. It's hot. Running pretty smooth. I guess I better get the timing light out and have a look at the timing. Not quite snapping up to RPMs as quickly as I'd like. I suspect my timing is out. I just guessed. But I'm pretty happy with the results so far. My temperature probe on the back corner over there is working perfectly as it should. That was the drill I did. I drilled this head out to accept the bigger probe. That's working nicely. All right, so I played with my timing and I got it closer to where it needs to be and the engine is running smoother, but I'm out of adjustment. So this bolt down here, when I'm trying to get my timing set, I've got it cranked all the way that way as far as I can. Right now we're on top dead center. As I move it, as it sits like that, watch if I crank my distributor. See how I get closer to that little white line down there? This little white dot here? That's my mark that I put on there before I removed the distributor and rebuilt the engine, and that's a good thing to do. As it lays right there, I'm too far ahead of that mark. I need to be centered on that mark at top dead center. I thought I was there when I did the timing of the oil pump. So what I need to do is I've got to take my oil pump out and then line it up and put my oil pump back on. That's how I'm going to get it to the right spot, because I am out of adjustment. Okay, I'm going to try and illustrate what's going on here. I got a spare distributor and an oil pump. It's pretty much how it's sitting in my engine right now. Top dead center, the rotor's pointed to the white dot. Now what's happening is I'm adjusting my distributor and I'm twisting it like this. I'm twisting it counterclockwise to try and get my timing to retard, and I run out of adjustment because there's a bolt here in the block. I can only go so far and I'm out of adjustment. I can't turn it any farther than that, and I can't just lift the distributor out and turn it because the oil pump is slotted, and that tang there rides in that slot on the oil pump, and the oil pump actually has a timing gear on it which sits on the camshaft. So what I'm going to have to do to get this in the right spot where I need it, because I can't just keep twisting the distributor further, I'm out of adjustment. Having the spare distributor has been very helpful, because you get in there, you look at how things are, I could turn it the wrong way. I got to go one tooth on the camshaft, and I figured it out. What I need to do is I need to, from looking at the engine, how this is mounted, I need to twist it towards the cab. When I twist it towards the cab, that moves my rotor this direction, moves it counterclockwise. So I'm going to go pull my oil pump out, twist it just a little bit towards the cab so I can change one tooth over on this timing gear here of the camshaft, and hopefully that'll do it. All right, after a few hours of screwing around, learning, it's been fun actually. I started thinking, you know, my distributors, I'm out of adjustment. Maybe I'm out one tooth on that, you know, on the oil pump gear on the camshaft. So I started going one way forward, one way back of where I was, and it was just too far out. That's odd, right? So I'm taking the mounting bolt out of the distributor so I could end the vacuum line off, so I could really spin it and look at my timing, and man, I was way out, right? So I put it back to where I started, because I was pretty sure I had it right when I rebuilt the engine. So I put it back in the same spot where it was, and I took the distributor out to have a look at it. And I'll show you what I learned, because I'm a rookie too. I'm learning as I go. I just keep helping you guys and showing you, but I'm learning as I go. When you adjust your timing, this oval-shaped hole here, oblong, that's your adjustment. When you're out of adjustment, you can't seem to get the timing right. The next thing you need to do is just, if you're sure you got your timing marks all set up properly on the engine and the oil pump index properly, which I did, flip the distributor over and there's another bolt here, which gives you even more range. So you loosen that off, find your range where you need to be, and tighten it, and then you've got a micro adjustment here. So this would be a minor adjustment, let's call it, a minor adjustment. This is a major adjustment. So after timing my oil pump off and on multiple times, I must have blown an hour, and I had my son come out and help me. And so he was on that side of the engine, I was on this side of the engine. I finally woke up and figured out what was going on. So I think we got her now. More and more advanced, the engine timing speeds up, and it sounds good. You think, oh man, it's running good. How much advance should I give it? You know, it's sure sounding good. Well, there's too much advance, and you won't really hear it until you put the engine under load. Start driving the load. Start driving the car up a hill, and when you're under load and you're kind of got that engine in third gear and you're pulling that hill hard, you're going to hear it pinging, like pre-ignition knock. And I guess it's not pre-ignition knock. It's, yeah, maybe it is. The flame is traveling too soon, a little too quick, and combustion process a little too early before top dead center, and you get this pinging noise. So you just adjust the timing back until there's no more pinging, and you just stop there. The odd little ping once in a while, I think they said in the original Chrysler videos, you know, you just back it off. There was the odd ping. I don't know, with today's fuels and octane levels and much better, I don't know, I think I'm gonna just dial it right back so there's no pinging at all. If it's too far advanced, the engine will run hot as well. So I just gotta get the drive line back in, the seat back in, and the snow would melt. It's warm today, but it's way too early to be on the roads yet. So I'll keep putting this car back together and licking my wounds. I know we're close now. It's starting really good. This is my 12-volt timing line. Yeah, I got her now. Dial. Gonna retard it just a little bit more and call it good. When you're playing around with the distributor, you'd be doing yourself a great favor if you don't touch the grounding bolt for the spark for the points. Hurts a little bit. Tighten the bolt down. All right, one little point. When you're playing around with the vacuum advance and getting it, you know, getting the timing right, just disconnect the vacuum advance line. It's stiff. It's this steel tube here. It's a pain in the butt. It's in your way. It limits how much you can travel. Take it right off. It doesn't need to be hooked up when you're setting timing. It's really about fuel economy with the vacuum advance. And when I was revving it up before, it was hesitating. Let's see what it does. Sounds awesome now. I can't wait to go drive this thing on the road. I'm excited to feel this newfound torque in a 237 cubic inch DeSoto engine. You know, you play around with these things long enough, you know when you got it. You can just feel it, you hear it start so fast.
so nice. Can't wait to do a compression test. Is there anything better sounding than a smooth running engine after you just rebuilt it? Oh. Alright guys, I guess thanks for checking out my channel. Thanks for hanging around. Keep teaching you, walking through what I'm doing here, and get this car back on the road. So if you like what you see, please subscribe. See you on the next one.